Where are the women pushing 30? Where do we find good men at? And I'm not talking about the club. And I hate dating apps. Where do y'all find single men at? Where are the single men? Because everywhere I go, I'm seeing taken men.
I feel like all the hot guys like the blonde girls with the colored eyes. And I don't blame you. They're gorgeous, stunning. But where are all the hot guys that like the girls with the dark features, like the dark hair and the dark eyes? Because I swear there's none.
So being in this field, what is one thing you find people put an emphasis on that's important to find in a partner that really isn't that important?
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? So with women, height. That is a big conversation.
I don't have that problem.
I have.
Yeah.
A lot. Yes.
I find that fascinating. I don't know why.
Maybe because I'm short. Relate to it.
But I still feel like there's girls my height that are still like, they have to be 6 foot or higher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I get you're tall. Mm-hmm. Okay. But you see it in most women across the board.
Yeah. Most women are across the board. And it doesn't necessarily matter how tall she is. There is a height requirement. And so I always tell women, okay, so United States, men in general in the United States, only 16% of them are 6 feet. That's it. Okay, so then we take down, so 16% of the male population is 6 feet. Then we take it to the next, which is how many of them are single? Mm-hmm. Okay, lowers the percentage. Okay, how many of them are single and are heterosexual? Okay, great. So now we're taking it to the next level. Okay, how many of them live within your vicinity or that you're able? So then we take it down to a different percentage. Then they're like, well, he has to be this and this and this and this and this. Okay, then we're even decreasing it even more. So then he has to also be into you on top of all of that.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So you're setting yourself up for failure.
There's nothing more humiliating than being dumped by a bald man. He dumped me. 6 dates. 6 dates. I was planning our future, knew the names of our future dogs, and he dumped me. I have all this hair. And he dumped me. I liked him for his personality. His personality. I don't need a hat to look hot. And he dumped me. And now I need to go contemplate all of my life choices. A bald man.
With his attitude, who could imagine why?
One time I was on a date and I was trying to impress this guy, so I said I liked Led Zeppelin, knowing that he would think that's cool. And he looks me down the eyes and he goes, "Name one song." And I couldn't.
Get ready with me to probably not hang out with the guy I've been talking to. So I've been talking to this guy probably for like a month now, and if you saw my other story time, you know it's from like what I thought was gonna be the worst 2-man ever. And basically we hung out last weekend and we were supposed to hang out this weekend. He was like, "I'm gonna come see you sometime this week, like just let me know a day." And so he said Thursday and I was like, okay, maybe, like I have plans, like I'll let you know. I ended up being pretty busy that day, so I told him not to come. And he's like, okay, like I'll come Friday, like I'm seeing you Friday. Friday rolls around and he's like, okay, well, me and my friend want to go to this bar, so if not tonight, then I'll see you Saturday. So I kind of figured that he wasn't going to come Saturday because he was like, well, it really depends on when I wake up. Because he sleeps till like 3 p.m. all the way to like, I don't even know. So I just have the mindset like, oh, he's not coming tomorrow. Like, because I know how he is. Like, I know he just wakes up at like random ass hours of the day because he stays up late doing. Saturday rolls around and it's like 6 p.m. at this point, and he just texts me and he says, "I just woke up." I knew that was gonna happen, like, okay. And Friday night he had said, if I don't come Saturday, I'll see you Sunday. Today's Sunday. So I was texting him last night and I was like, so will I see you tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, you will. And so I was like, okay, just let me know a time because I do have plans, but like I want to see you. And he was like, okay, like I'm gonna try and get a haircut early in the morning. I'm really just airing out his entire business right now. I really don't give a. And so he said he was gonna get a haircut, whatever. And I was like, okay, don't sleep till 6 p.m. again. And he was like, I won't, I'm gonna set an alarm. It's currently 12 p.m. I mean, I don't know what he considers early, but 12 p.m. for me is not early. And it's like, I'll already have done like 20 things every single day by the time he wakes up. And it's like, are you really that lazy? Like, what's going on? Maybe lazy isn't the right word. That's kind of mean, but like, and I'm not here to play games. Like, you're either in it or you're not. And if you're not in it, tell me that. Like, tell me you're on something. Like, I'm down for some casual shit. You just have to let me know, because I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt every time if you're telling me all this, like, oh, like, I want you, like, you're the only one, like, it's just, like, don't, like, speak to me some type of way and then act a whole different other way. Like, I don't understand. Like, I didn't even want him at first. It was nothing like that, but, like, now he wants to be the one playing games. Like, no, I should be the one. And also, he lives 2 hours away, so I guess we'll see. I'll keep y'all updated. Hasn't even woken up yet, so
basically he's ramming you through the mattress on his terms and you're upset about that. Got it.
I don't think people understand. I literally bring out the worst in men. When I was 24, I went on a date with a man who was 35. I know age gap, but I was over here thinking, like, more mature, probably looking for a little bit more what I'm looking for, because men my age come in their pants on dates. You know? Obviously, I vetted him. We FaceTimed. We had multiple conversations before I agreed to go on a date with him. He was normal. He was funny, good vibes, good looking. Everything was fine. So we met for cocktails, like super chill. I like to meet for like a drink when I go on a first date, because I think dinner dates feel a little bit too much like an interview. But he finished his first drink like relatively quickly, and things already got weird, like, immediately. The first red flag was that he looked at me and said, "I just love how young your face is. Sir, you need to be in jail. What the f are you talking about?" I was like, "What do you mean you like how young my face is?" He was like, "You just have like such a like childish face." He then proceeded to say that he was so appreciative of me for wearing a low-cut top, because he would require that on every date going forward. And mind you, it wasn't a low-cut top. There was like partial cleavage because I have boobs. It was like a square neck. It was not a low-cut top. He told me that he had already found my Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, like, you didn't follow me?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was public." So like I went ahead and looked at it, and yeah, you're gonna have to take some stuff down from your Instagram, because if I already do it, I can't imagine how many men have. And I was like, and he said, "Well, daddy doesn't like when you post stuff like that. Daddy doesn't like that." What? You said what? And when I was trying to see myself out, I was like, "Okay, like, I think I'm all good now." And he was like, another drink. I was like, "No." He's like, "How about we do one more drink and just drink it slowly?" No. And then he had the audacity to ask me for a ride home. No, you're not getting in my car. You're absolutely not getting in my car. You referred to yourself as daddy in the third person, and you commented on my childish face. You need to be behind bars. Literally never speak to me again. And the cherry on top is that, like, obviously I ghosted him after that, and he texted me like 5 days later being like, "So I take it this means I won't get to worship the titties." I don't know what I did to deserve this, but that was another date from hell.
You know, I'm all in with you. I'm on board. Hey, man gotta stop talking to women like this. Man, they gotta stop saying weird stuff like that. Until I saw how you like to compose yourself online. Until I saw how you was conducting yourself online. Until I saw that this is actually the attention that you're looking for. Until I figured out that you're out here on your worst behavior. Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that, but you gotta do better, young lady.
I just got my nails done, and before I left, I was rocking my son to sleep, my 2-year-old, and I was like, "What color nails should mommy get today?" And he was like, "Blue and orange, like Blippy." And I was like, "That's such a horrible idea. Why would I ever get blue and orange nails like Blippy? Are you joking?" Like, so I got purple.
It's such a weird video to post. And now we're disrespecting our young sons, and we ask them the question. And y'all be wanting men to listen to y'all when y'all communicate, quote unquote.
And T-Bomb, my husband abruptly ended our honeymoon, and he cut it short and flew us back home, all because he saw on my phone that I sent a final goodbye text to my ex-husband on the morning of our wedding. The only thing I said in the text message was, "This is my final goodbye, and I wish you all the best." It was just my way of closing that chapter for good, because I was getting married. What is so wrong with what I said? It ain't like I said I will always love you or I'll see you soon. I said goodbye, and it was closure. My husband said the fact that I was still texting my ex about anything the morning of our wedding is enough to cut our honeymoon short. He has also been acting really weird towards me since we've returned from our honeymoon, and he says he needs to rethink things and advise me to do the same. Like, WTF, what is happening here? I didn't do anything wrong. He doing all of this over a dumbass text message, and I told a man goodbye, not hello. This is insane. What should I do? I'm almost about to say F it, because if this is what I get for doing the right thing, then what's the point of trying to do the right in the first place?
I gotta take a drink. Give me 1 second.
This is good.
All right, y'all, give me a second. Give me a second.
I can't
All right, so
wait
look.
till my turn.
So I'm gonna say this. First of all, she ended off by saying doing the right thing, right? But you didn't do the right thing. So here's the issue. I don't think that it's a drastic issue about the texting. It's the fact that you felt the need, though, right? For whatever reason, you felt the need to close something that shouldn't be open, right? And so what you have to understand is if you hadn't opened that door at no time in the past and you had left the past there, then you wouldn't be waking up texting this joker, right? So because of that, you hadn't set enough boundaries in your relationship to cover this guy. So he has a right to feel away because you made him feel away. So by saying I did the right thing is an insult to injury. Don't be super goofy, just be a little goofy, right? So I'm gonna name you Game Goofy. You Game Goofy because you have zero game, because you woke up texting somebody so look at the timing though. Look at your timing. Look at your timing. And then you ended it by saying, and poor me, because I'm a victim. Poor me, I did the right thing and he mad. I'm thinking about calling it off. You should.
No, she didn't.
Because you goofy as hell. You are super goofy. And so he deserves somebody a little more intelligent than that. And he deserves somebody who's going to show a little more mental fortitude than that. And somebody who will give him a lot more. No, I ain't finished. I'm still going.
Okay.
A lot more respect than that. Honor him a lot more than that. Don't be so game goofy. So get you somebody on your level. Because they like goofy games. So you can play something with them. Wake up, text, do all that. And they're going to be like, oh, why you didn't argue with you? You want that. So, yeah, go get your piece over there because ain't nothing there. You causing havoc. Yeah, I would dismiss that ass. Yeah, get her ass out of here.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait.
Yeah,
you missed the part.
Well, wait. Well, see, when you don't let it
I
be
didn't
open,
get my
you sign
turn
up
yet.
for more of that. Like so then, okay, I'm sorry. What
You
got?
missed the part where she said, or he who wrote the letter, the lady.
Wait, you don't know what?
My husband. Okay, the lady. She said my husband. She said my honeymoon. They just got married. Like
they were giddy.
No, they were on their honeymoon, and he abruptly.
Honeymoon.
Yes, they
Okay.
married. So they're married now, and to me, y'all know how I feel about marriage, right? You don't just be like, well, dismissed because I saw a text message that.
Modern women continue to be on their worst behavior, and then they want a man to accept that, and they wonder why a man is so rude when he simply just sets a boundary.
Men from America, what would you do if you took a girl out for dinner and she ate more than you?
Having a man is not a flex. Having a man, just saying I have a man is not a flex. I'm so sorry. I don't know why men think that having a man makes me valuable. No. Having a man that pays for everything, that pays all the bills, that is a provider, that's of an asset to me. Okay, so when people say at least she has a man, she has a regular man that she's probably going 50-50 with. Okay, she even admitted to that. So, you know what I'm saying? What is there to brag on? Usually when you brag on a man, it's because he bought you a car, he bought you a house, he paid for your school. But you're bragging on a man because he is giving you eggplant every night or is giving you a kiss on the cheek every night. Am I in kindergarten? Am I a child or a baby? That's what a baby needs. A grown woman, I don't need a man to kiss me every day. I need a man to pay a bill or two.
Sorry. Did you guys take Apple Pay, yeah? Yes. Okay.
Do you have a charger card?
No. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
Okay, boys, I have a question. You can ignore my voice. But my question is, what is an ick or a turnoff that a girl does that is just like, you're done. You're absolutely done. There's no second chance, no giving this girl the benefit of the doubt. Like, you're done. Like, that's it. Because my guy friends have told me different things that when I hear it, I'm like, that's an ick? Like, as a girl, I'm like, I mean, I understand why that would bother you, but why is that such like a turnoff that you would just like be done with the girl? So yeah, give me your honest opinion on what a girl does that's an ick / turnoff that it's just a deal breaker. That's the best way to put it.
And notice there are no stories of men coming out saying they paid dating coaches $10,000 to help them meet some random woman on a dating app. Men are not paying $10,000 to meet random women on dating apps from random dating coaches online.
All he did was talk about himself, and he barely asked me any questions about myself. I'm Taylor. I'm an executive matchmaker and dating coach here at Lunch Dates in the city of Boston, and I hear that all the time. But guess what, you guys? People are really judgmental when it comes to first dates. Maybe the poor guy was nervous. Okay, maybe intimidation was a factor. And sometimes people spend the whole date trying to talk about themselves just to sell themselves to you. But why would they do that? Because they think that you're that great. Okay, I get it. Maybe he didn't knock your socks off on the first date, but all I'm asking as your matchmaker is to give some more grace when it comes to first dates. Give these guys a chance, and remember, just because a guy is good at a first date, he's charismatic, he's friendly, he's confident, doesn't always mean he's good in relationships. I'm just trying to get to know you.
If you're trying to get to know me, you gotta pay my rent, help me pay child support. I got 3 baby mamas and 5 kids. When a new Jordans come out, you gotta cop. You gotta cook 5-star meals every day, all day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the late night snack. You need to line up every week to stay fresh. And when a new 2K drop, you gotta cop.
What?
If you want to be with me.
That's a lot.
You giving me DCE.
DCE, what is that?
Dry energy. Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh. You can't do all that. I can't really talk to you.
A lot. That's ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then I can't rock with you then. I can't do it. I can't talk to you. You can't do all that. I can't do it. You ain't for me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm for the lead.
It turns out I actually may be the problem. I've been on 3 dates with this guy, and he is perfect. He is a doctor. He is attractive. He is 6'4". And he likes me, and he's from the South, and he has this cute little accent, but he has all the same beliefs in me, and we agree on everything, and I am not into him at all. At all. Not even a little bit. Don't even care. Not even a little bit. 3 dates, and I was like, all right, I gotta cut this man off, because now it's like I can't keep leading him on, and I can't keep going through this. I don't like him. It might be me, because on paper, this man is everything. On paper, this man is perfect, and I am not into it. I'm just not. He's too nice. I don't know. I don't know. It may be me. I may be the problem. I think it's me.
I was totally on your side until the very end. Because you're self-aware, you seem to know what you want. You were not nitpicking some sort of thing that was giving you the ick. You gave it 3 dates. But look, you lost me. You lost me when you said that the man was too nice. Because that is the worst, most frustrating thing that you can say about a man. Especially when it's in a video that you're posting that a lot of men are going to see. Because that means that they can check all the boxes. They can even be super attractive, super tall. They can be successful. But if they're too nice, he's not going to get the girl. I implore women to stop using this phrase and actually label the behaviors that he is doing that is making you less attracted to him. Because nice guy to some people would include saying thank you or opening the door for you. Nice guy syndrome qualities that women have a problem with is where a guy doesn't stand up for himself. He lets everyone walk all over him. There is a difference between those two, and I just want men to hear that from more and more women, please.
Women are going to hate me for telling you this, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you're feeling suspicious about her friendship with a single guy, ask her this one question. There's this woman I met recently who I think would be perfect for insert name of her guy friend here. What would you think if we introduced them? If her reaction is excitement, green flag. But if it's anything else, run. Want to learn how to decode women like a pro? Comment decode below and I'll send you my woman decoder guide straight to your inbox.
Having a hot significant other is all fun and games until they want to be hot when you're not around. Like, what are you doing out of your cage? Get back in there. Get back in there.
Have you heard about the movement where girls are ditching dating apps and trying to find men at Home Depot instead?
It's always like the TikTok commentaries. Just go to Home Depot, go to the lumber section.
So there's this girl named Caitlin Anzari who has been sharing her journey on TikTok. So the idea is that like Home Depot has blue collar, hardworking men. Typically there's a lot of cute guys at Home Depot, you know? So she took this challenge literally and she went to Home Depot and she was dressed cute and she found this guy and recorded the whole thing. She saw him and she was like, oh my gosh, that guy's cute. So she goes up to him and she's literally recording, but she's like hiding her phone somehow. She asks him, she says, I'm trying to hang a picture. Like, do you think you could help me find the stuff that I need? And you can tell he's kind of like flustered, but he's like, yeah, sure. So he takes her to like the wall hanging aisle, finds this stuff to hang it and starts like asking her questions about the painting. Like, what size is it? Is there a wire in the back? And there's no painting. There's no painting. She just made it up.
Starting up the relationship on a lie.
Yeah. So she's just like making up dimensions for this piece of art. And she's like, it's like 30 by 20. Does it have a wire? No. So he ends up getting her the stuff and then he starts walking away and she's like, oh dang, like nothing came of it. And then he turns back around and asks for her number.
Stop it.
Yeah. So she gives him her number. He texts her and says like, I'm sorry I made a fool out of myself. I was really flustered. Like it's not every day a pretty girl comes up to you and asks for help.
Cute.
And so he told her like, if it's okay with you, I'd love to help you hang this picture.
Stop. She's got to go find a picture.
And then he says, I'd also love to take you to dinner before, if that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
So he literally asks her on a date. They go to dinner and then he comes and helps her hang up the painting. That was in October and they're still dating.
That's just, again, so sweet. I have some follow-up questions I'd like to ask.
Okay.
Are boys starting to know about the trend that women are trying to find men at Home Depot? Okay, my second question. What is the actual chance in these kind of meet cutes that he's actually single? Like, I'm not pessimistic here. I just like, what are the actual chances? He's actually single, he's a good dude, and they're gonna vibe.
Well, the video that she's talking about is right here, and you'll notice that this guy is not some Brad Pitt. I do think that he has a little bit of height on him, but he's just a regular looking guy, not dressed up at all.
Excuse me.
Yep.
I'm trying to hang a picture, like a large picture.
Okay.
Can you help me find the things that I need?
Yes, go right ahead.
It's like 20 by 36.
Okay. So this book right here should hold.
It doesn't have a wire. Can I get a wire?
No.
I can't put a wire on it? On the back?
Yes. Hanging wire. And you're going to need some offset clips.
Thank you.
And of course, you're going to have women in the comments talking about this could never be me. I would never approach a man. I would never approach a man that was dressed like that. You won't, and you'll never even have a chance at love. So if you're fine with that, peace out.
Supposed to go on a date today, and the guy was super cute, super nice. We matched on Hinge, and I was like, okay, what's the red flag, right? Well, the red flag is that he ghosted me. Love that. And I'm like, I'm a for the plot dater, okay? Like, first, second date, I'm like, the worst that could happen is it's a funny story. And I genuinely do love dating. Like, I think it's really fun. And I've had so many like funny stories from it, right? But I'm like, how am I supposed to date for the plot if my date ghosts me? And I'm like, I'm no stranger. Like, I've been ghosted before. Like, it doesn't happen that often, but like, it is like a hit to the ego, if anything. And it's like when you are like actively dating, like you're gonna get ghosted. Like, that's just how it works, especially if you're on Hinge. I understand that. But I was actually looking forward to this date, and I could not tell you the last time that I was like genuinely excited to like hang out with somebody. And that's what sucks about it, is because I was like, oh my god, damn, like we didn't even have like the opportunity, like he didn't even have the opportunity to reject me in person. Like it had to be before. I'm so annoyed.
Women are triggered by this post by this woman here where she is shaming her husband for relaxing while they're on vacation. That's right, this woman here uploaded a snarky video where she records herself with the kiddos in the pool, and then she records the husband who is relaxing on vacation. And you should see the comments shaming this man for literally doing what you're supposed to do on vacation, relaxing. But this post here, this formula is very common for the broads. You know, they love to shame the husbands for relaxing, whether it's on the weekends or it's on vacation. They can't stand to watch their husbands just kick back and relax. I can't tell you how many posts I've seen of women just trying to shame their husbands for just relaxing. I'm telling you, they can't stand to watch a man have a good time. I mean, I'm watching this video and I'm thinking, well, yeah, duh, he probably drove them to the vacation spot.
Men always assume this, and I, for the life of me, do not understand. Anytime my friend and I invite guys to come to our singles events, they always assume that it's gonna be 80% majority men. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, I think it's gonna be a sausage fest. Like, I think I speak for most guys when I say, like, we're not gonna come because it's all gonna be other guys. That's not the case, ever. Like, I've gone to multiple singles events. I'm hosting singles events now myself. In every situation, it's majority women. And they're all really cool, fun, attractive women. In New York, women here, in my personal experience, they are very willing to sign up for events. They're willing to put in effort to make connections with people, both platonic and romantic. And I have found it not to be the case for men. So I don't know where that perception's coming from. If anyone has any idea, what is that barrier? The reason that we're reaching out to these men is because it's harder to get men to sign up for these events. And yet when we ask them to sign up, they say they don't want to sign up because they think it will all be men. And it's like, no, the reason I'm reaching out to you is because there is no men. Like, what is it? I don't understand.
So as the internet all now knows, I invested $10,000 happily into a dating coach, met my fiance a year ago, I got engaged within 2 months. I met my fiance on Hinge. And in my last video, I shared about how my dating coach helped me put together a strategy that would convert men from app to text to phone call. And I matched with about 170 guys on Hinge. That does not even include Bumble. Like, there were so many more matches on Bumble. I actually may have had more matches on Bumble than I had on Hinge. And that converted into about 30 to 40 phone calls because I was filtering out the foolishness through this system. So for the 30, 40 calls I had that did not work out, as well as the dates that I had that did not work out, I had a very clear message that I would send them. All of them. Hey, I'm not feeling a strong connection, but I wish you the best of luck. I would always do it in a text message. There was no debate, no over-explaining. If he responded respectfully, cool, and most guys did, because there's really good guys out there. But if he didn't, I would ignore, and if he continued, I'd block. I would never engage after I have set a boundary. It is what it is. This is not a negotiation process. I'm literally making executive decisions over my life. Only about 4 guys made it to a physical date because I was strict on my standards, strict on my boundaries. I had a very clear vision. I knew exactly what I wanted. But before I got to that message, I had to rate each man. So after every phone call date and after every in-person date, I had a rating system that I would use to rate these men that would allow me to think without emotion and very logically with my vision in mind. And it's the same sort of approach that I would use if a candidate was up to work for my business. And probably the same thing happened with you when you were maybe applying for a job. After you interview, there's a vetting system that the team does to decide if they want to engage further, if they want you to come in for another round. So in my next video, I'm going to share the rating system and I'm going to share how I rated my fiance, and this man would knock it out the park all the time.
It's funny because a lot of women are hot under the collar in the comments talking about how do you spend $10K to find a man? But you want a man to spend $100,000 on you. Clown behavior.
I is dating so and Gary. Okay, I literally get so upset that I'm still single, don't have any men interested in me, I don't get taken out on dates, and I'm like, wow, like I want to find my man. And then as soon as I'm here in America, The boys on Hinge just have the best game ever. Matched with a couple people, and I've been asked out on like 3 dates, and I just couldn't think of anything worse than going out on a first date. Like, I hate dates. I don't dress up. I don't like going out for dinner. I think that's the worst date in the world, is a first date is going out for dinner. I just can't. I don't know. I'm just like, how am I going to ever meet people or get better at practicing to get rid of the people before I find my perfect one if I don't go on these dates? But then in my head, I'm like, well, I don't want to go on all these dates. I would rather meet someone more genuine, like in a coffee shop, in the gym. They come up and speak to you, because then you know what they look like, you know how they speak, you know their vibe, rather than meeting someone off like a dating app. But I'm in a pickle. What do I do?
Okay, I've got another story time. Guys, honestly, I feel like I'm gonna really out myself here, but it's okay. I swear I'm not crazy, but I feel like now that I've started with that, it's just inevitable that you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. Anyway, I digress. So, 2023, right? Let's rewind the clock. I matched with this man on Tinder, and I'm like gobsmacked, right? You know, like, my type in terms of looks, like, he's saying all the right things on there. And then we swap socials and message him on Instagram. Ghosts me. I'm heartbroken, right? Heartbroken. Anyway, fast forward a couple years later, I'm moving to Melbourne, put myself in passport mode or whatever. I see him, I'm like, what the heck? What are the chances? So I like him. This is on Hinge, like him. I get no response. I was like, oh, cool, noted. This man is not into me anymore. And so then I'm just like, so then he pops up again when I moved to Melbourne, like on my Hinge, in like my standouts. I was like, okay, I'm not sending this man a rose. I'll see if I'm still following him on Instagram. I must have unfollowed him at some point. So I re-follow him back on Instagram. Haven't liked him on Hinge again. And left it at that. I was like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. I'll just follow him, look from afar. Like, I think he's gorgeous. That's all it is. Like, that's all it'll ever be. Anyway, go out last night. And I was out with my bestie, like my housemate again. And we went to like this techno place. It was not her vibe at all, you know? So she was like, I'm going to go to this other place that we started at. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to stay here for a little bit. So I was there on my own, having a great time, having a dance. Met some really cool people, and then was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I've had my dance. I'll walk back. So I'm walking back, and I've probably been walking, I'd say, only for like a minute or two at this point. And I'm on my phone. I look up. Who do I see? Who do I see? That's right. I see old mate who freaking ghosted me, standing on the street with like a couple friend. And I literally locked eyes with this man. And what did I do? I need to show you. Okay, you guys are said man, right? This is what I did. Who gasps and covers their mouth when they see somebody cute? How awkward can I be? How awkward? Anyway, so then I'm like telling like my bestie all about it when I get back and see her, and she's like, oh, this man. And I'm like, yeah, this man. Anyway, send him a message. We're sitting in Macca's, and I was like, haha, was that you on said street? He replies, haha, yep. I mean, I'm like, I'll gaslight myself into thinking like at least he replied, right? Like, at least he replied, you know? And then I sent him another message, so we'll see if he replies to that, but I don't really know. I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, that's my other story for you guys.
We listen and we don't judge. I slept with her boyfriend.
Oh! Whoa, when?
Stop! I slept with her boyfriend too.
Whoa!
No. It's not even bad.
Okay, you're in this lane. You wanna keep
What
it
lane?
You want to keep it this lane right here.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the bike. Oh.
Yeah, okay. Stop, stop,
God,
stop.
I got you.
Stop, Jesse!
Where's
Stop!
Oh my god.
Jesse, stop!
They crashing out. Yo, they crashing out.
Don't judge men based on stuff they can't change.
Bro, why is she crashing out like that? Oh!
Next time, I won't be so light. Wait, am I wrong if I want to hit her back? I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to.
Nah, chill, gay. Don't crash.
Oh, so you were the creep in the scenario. Oh, wait, you can't be because you're a woman.
Comments like men used to go to war that attack a man's masculinity ultimately uphold patriarchy and harm women. So I think we should stop doing that.
Men won't necessarily marry for the love, they will marry the one who's willing to tolerate them. Hugh Grant here is the perfect example of the taxi cab theory about men. So basically it says men will marry the one that's just happened to be there when they're ready to settle. Now let's get into this. As we all know, Hugh Grant is the textbook playboy back in the days. He was caught up with a stalker while dating Elizabeth Hurley. I mean, come on. So fast forward to 2011, Hugh welcomed his first child with his back then situationship, a Chinese woman named Hong Tinglan. Now of course, there was nothing serious, they separated their ways. And 1 year later, in 2012, Hugh welcomed his second child with his now wife Anna. And here comes the messy tea. Just 4 months later, Hugh welcomed another child with his first baby mama, the Chinese woman. So basically, he cheated on his now wife Anna while she was carrying his child. Well, I don't know what happened between them, they made a deal, Anna forgave him, whatever. Anyway, in the upcoming 6 years, Hugh and Anna had 2 more kids together. And finally, in 2018, Hugh and Anna got married at a city hall. Now, some of you may say, oh my god, you don't know them, maybe they just want a low-key ceremony, love isn't about big wedding. Okay, so let's recap this. You've been with Hugh Grant for 7 years. You had 3 kids together, he cheated on you, and at the end, you got a half-ass or whatever fine city hall wedding. I don't need to know her to know she loves way too much. And also interesting, I think Hugh Grant represents a lot of men when it comes to marriage. They don't necessarily marry the love of their life, not saying he doesn't love her, they marry when they're ready to settle, when it's convenient, stable, and requires minimal effort.
Hugh Grant has an estimated net worth of about 150 mil, by the way. I don't know if y'all cared about that.
A lot of women believe that there's no harm in going out on a date with men, and I'm talking just dates, right? No expectation of anything afterwards. A first date, y'all get dinner and y'all go home. Y'all probably never even see each other again if y'all don't like each other. And they would look at that situation and be like, no harm, no foul because I didn't sleep with him. Let me just tell you, there is harm, there is foul. I think that a lot of women have not come to grasp the concept of them having social currency and the value that a man obtains from even being in proximity to a pretty woman. But men have been clocked this. Men have long understood the social currency that they gain from just having pretty women around them. And you see it in all different facets of life, even as something as simple as the club. The guys want the pretty girls in the section with them, right? What are they truly gaining from that? Even the term trophy wife. Women are a social status to men. You'll even hear other men say that they know exactly how a man is living by looking at his wife. If she's put up, if she's well kept, if she looks good, if she shows up and shows out, he knows that that man is truly taking care of her. Just the visuals of a woman next to a man is going to be a positive thing for him. And this is before we even get into the Snapple facts about married men making more money on average. Right? They're able to move up in their careers faster and make more money because they're seen as more trustworthy just because they're married and have somebody depending on him. I want women to stop believing that just because they didn't pay for the date and they didn't give a man that she didn't give anything to him during that date. Yes, she did. You are making that man look good by even sitting across the table from him. And my whole thing is, are you going to trust God to reveal your spouse or not? Because if you trust God to reveal your one spouse, because you only get one wedding, one marriage, one true marriage at least in this lifetime, if you really trust him, you wouldn't be taking it in your hands to, oh, let me go out on as many dates as possible. That's not the method. You can go out on dates for years and not get married. You're either going to trust God with your dating life or you're not.
Short answer, they won't. These modern women, they don't trust nobody but themselves. And no matter how many mistakes they make, they're going to continue to make those mistakes, because when they get home, their friends are going to hype them up and say, oh yeah, that was a good decision. Oh, great decision. I wouldn't have even thought of that myself. Too bad. You shouldn't have thought about that. Listen, here's the bottom line. Y'all keep on saying that men ain't mature. They can't figure this out. We've been mature since I heard a woman say 9 years old. Man was talking about coming to grips with passing away one day. He was 23. He said, man, you know, I think he said he went to his grandfather's funeral or something like that or something, man. He kind of locked himself away for 48 hours. And when she finally got a hold of him, he was like, he said, I need to talk to you. And he said, you know, man, I just been thinking about how we're all going to one day pass on from this life, man. And it's been doing something to me. And instead of sitting there listening to what he was saying, she said, oh, well, I've been knowing that since I was 9. Women know these types of things from a young age. We're so mature. Okay. If you're so mature, then why don't you understand your own value? Why do you keep on messing around with the bad guys? Why y'all can't find somebody to not make y'all a baby mama before y'all get married that's actually going to take care of y'all? If y'all so mature, can't figure it out because y'all don't listen to nobody but yourselves. Y'all's intuition is always right. Y'all don't listen to anybody. So you said all this stuff for no reason, because they're going to keep on making the same mistake.
In single income homes with female breadwinners, the divorce rate is twice as high, 54 versus 20 per 1,000. Also, whether the household has one or two incomes, a female main earner in a heterosexual marriage is associated with a divorce rate 3 times higher. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, I think that Scott Galloway to that point would say, he makes a big point in the episode of saying women like men to earn, that it's not nice to say or whatever, but we still want to see that because it's a biological thing of security. So that's very interesting.
So I posted this video asking where the men are at. Like, I'm just genuinely curious, outside of dating apps, like where to meet people organically. And the comment section, majority of you guys are like, oh, we just go to the gym and then go home and then never leave the house. Honestly, same. I also just go to the gym and then go home and then scroll on TikTok. I don't leave the house either. So we're already kind of in sync for that part. But it made me realize that no one's meeting other people in the wild anymore because no one leaves their house. No one's outside. We're all just rotating between our couch, the gym, occasionally grocery stores, and probably Home Depot for some of you. So apparently my only hope right now would be just go to Trader Joe's and hopefully run into someone where I'm grabbing oat milk and we'll just make awkward eye contacts because you don't want to approach me first and I don't want to approach you first. Okay, so yeah, my dating life is officially doomed.
I'm starting to look at these types of videos and question why women do the things they do, why they work out the parts of their body that they do. I can see if you're talking about, well, I'm working on my biceps because, I want to look good for the ladies, but also an added bonus is that I can actually lift stuff, heavy stuff. But when you're working out your butt like these women do, it's really for nothing else other than vanity and to show it off. It's really another way to be more conceited. Even more conceited than you already are.
Y'all thought I was joking about hitting the gym, bro? I'm out of breath. You got workouts for my butt, bro. I just need a BBL. That's all I need myself because I don't even hit the gym for real. Like, my butt burns like really bad. But tips on muscle growth? Should I get on creatine? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I also suck at eating, so that definitely will play a factor.
And I really think at this point in time, it hits on how women say, well, I don't want to be ogled or stared at or approached by a man. But the beauty standards, the things that they do for attention, for validation, is outrageous. I mean, some of this stuff, I was actually having a conversation with my wife about it. I was like, well, I'm looking at normal women, like not even influencers, that are getting Botox, that are getting nose jobs, BBLs. I'm looking at women that are getting augmentations on their chest, tummy tucks, mommy makeovers, that sort of thing. And I'm like, why? Lip fillers. I saw a woman with full lips getting lip fillers. Like, what are we doing? Why? For what? To obtain or to push towards some sort of beauty standard that doesn't even make any sense? Why? And these are the same type of women, which is my point. These are the same type of women that say, I'm a baddie, he couldn't handle me. I mean, well, if I threw on so many, if I collected all the infinity stones, one person didn't even have a chance at an infinity stone, and another person did, then what do you think that they would do? If I had all the cheat codes and the power-ups, at some point in time, I would probably use a power-up. At some point in time. These modern women have so many cheat codes, have so many power-ups that men do not have. And then they have the audacity. They talk about men having the audacity. They have the audacity to come on this app, flaunting and flipping their hair back and, oh man, I look like this and he could never handle me. And they wipe that makeup off and you're looking at them like, my God, you don't even look the same. They come, and it's not, if it were just makeup, it would be a problem, but it wouldn't be so much as a problem. Because now these modern women, you have makeup. If you don't want your hair long, you can make it short. If you don't want it short, you can make it long. If you want to go for, oh, I want freckles today, you can put freckles on. Oh, I want my chest to look a little bit bigger without getting surgery. You have shapewear for that. You have shapewear to make your behind look bigger. You have shapewear to make your tummy a little smaller. And I'm not talking about special occasions, right? Maybe you give a little grace and they do a little bit more on a special occasion. These women, and like I said, I was talking to my wife about it. These women are walking around every day looking like this. They do this in the car for hours upon hours in the mirror. They have probably hundreds of thousands of videos, hundreds of thousands of photos like this in their camera roll, ready at any point in time to post. A thirst trap, ready to post on their, oh, just loved it, looking great, with a Bible scripture or with some motivational quote, knowing that's not why they posted that. It's crazy work out here that these women are trying to attain a standard that they don't even need to attain. And then thinking that they are some type of standard and a man should rise up to that. You're cheating. You are cheating. If you remove and go all the way back down to the base or even get close, let's measure it and see just how far you are away from that man.